Big shout out to the Kane Gang, guys. If you want to join the Kane Gang, get signed up today. You can hit the link in the description or in the pinned comments. And it's only for $1.99 to help your boy support the grind. You'll get video shout outs, exclusive content. If you look at the members only page, there's already a good amount of videos up there for you guys. If you don't want to, that's cool. I appreciate you being on the channel, saying what's up, liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. I do appreciate you guys so much. And for the Kane Gang members, extra shout out to y'all. Now back to the video. Cam Ward to the U broke the internet this weekend. And hey, if you look at my channel, the numbers on that is going through the roofs. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody who interacted with that video, who liked that video, man, because that was a fun video to make it. It was great news for the Miami Hurricanes. Because it got so many comments, what I did was I went through, I screenshotted some comments that was very interesting to me. So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at those comments and I'm going to reply to those comments in video form. So shout out to everybody who commented or sent in a question. If your comment or question didn't make this video, always comment and leave questions because it may make the next video for sure. Happy Martin Luther King's Day to everybody out there. I hope everybody's having a good day, and I hope you're safe wherever you are because, you know, it's a blizzard going through the United States right now, so I hope everybody's safe with that. But let's dive right into these questions. Random question, but would Cam Ward be the first Miami Hurricane under Mario Cristobal to wear #1? Because I still have my De'Aaron King jersey. Look, I would say most likely. I would say most likely because a football number is very sacred to a football player, especially when they're an upperclassman. So I'm sure one of the stipulations or one of the things Cam asked about probably was, you know, would I get to wear my #1? I don't know that for sure. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't ask. Maybe he doesn't care. But if I had to guess, I would say when we line up against Florida, we'll wear #1. This should tell us how good Dawson is or is it? Is it a system thing or was it all what he had with the quarterback last year? Now, this is a good point, and I want to give credit to Shannon Dawson real quick, right? Because I feel like he does take a lot of slack, but let's talk about some facts here. The offense improved last year. It improved by a lot. If you compare 2 years ago stats to this year's stats, it improved leaps and bounds. Also, if you listen to the Miami Hurricanes official podcast, I forgot who the lady was, but it was one of the recent ones. He talked about the struggles of our quarterback, our last quarterback. And in that interview, in that podcast, the way she laid it out, Shannon Dawson did everything he could for our last quarterback to succeed. He did everything he could. He dumbed down the offense. He made him a highlight tape of himself and said, look, man, you are that guy. He tried to build him up. He even let him hold down the starting quarterback spot longer than he deserved. So in my personal opinion, when a team struggles on offense, I believe everybody gets some blame, but I believe most of that blame goes to our quarterback play. Not saying Coach Dawson can improve tight end usage, wide receiver concepts, play calling. I'm not saying that. But I thought he did an all right job. We're looking for him to do a great job this year. And the thing about having better players, our expectations go up. So when you bring in a Cam Ward who's had several great seasons, who's a highly talented quarterback, who we're all hyping up and praising, then you have great players. With great players come great responsibility. And you're going to have to coach him up. You're going to have to get him better because he's trying to go to the NFL draft. And you're going to have to do it on the field. So I agree with this statement that Dawson, the pressure's on. Mario, the pressure's on you too. Because look, if you go out there with Emory or JB11, I know people wouldn't like losing. Nobody likes losing, but you always can say, well, it's a younger quarterback. You got you a polished quarterback, go out there, put up some numbers, win some games. Let's get it. I don't owe Mario an apology. We all know he has to stack talent to overcome his inadequacies as a game day coach. The question is this: now that Mario has the talent coming in, what will his excuse be made when Mario doesn't win at the elite level? What will his excuse be? We're going to break down this comment. Now, this is coming to my response in my video about Cam Ward. I said, there are certain people who owe Mario an apology. This guy obviously didn't listen to what I said, because I said the people who owe him an apology are the ones who said Mario can't get an elite quarterback to play for him. Nobody wants to play for him. Cam Ward doesn't want to play for him. Well, as of January 15, 2024, as I'm recording this video, Cam Ward is a Miami Hurricane. So, yeah. If you did all that talking, if you did all that commenting, all the slander, then yeah, you do owe the man an apology, because at the end of the day, Mario got the job done. Now let's talk about, I feel like I'm always the ones who has to talk about different standards. I honestly feel like Mario Cristobal is held to a different standard than other coaches, right? This man says we all know he has to stack talent to overcome. Who wins without talent? What college football team wins without talent? Michigan winning without talent? Is Washington winning without talent? Is Alabama winning without talent? Is the Georgia Bulldogs winning without talent? Every coach needs talent. So let's not make it like Mario's the only coach that needs a talented roster to play with, to win games. Right? Now, his game day coaching. Has Mario made some horrible mistakes at the coaching during the game? Yes. You can talk about the kneel, not kneeling the ball. You can talk about maybe some timeout usage. But why does everybody amplify that when it comes to Mario Cristobal? Is Dan Lanning a good game day coach? Because I watched him 2 years ago versus Washington go for it on fourth down in his own territory late in the game with the backup quarterback, not get the first down. Washington comes on the field, easy field position, kicks the field goal, wins the game. I watched him versus Washington this year go for it on fourth down 3 straight times. At the end of the game, they don't get it. Washington gets good field position, slice and dices the defense, scores the touchdown, they win. So why doesn't Dan Lanning get any of this? And people may say, well, Grant, this is Miami Hurricane channel. Why you bring? If you only knew how many times Dan Lanning is brought up in my comments like he's the Messiah. How about Kellen DeBoer? We all watched him versus Texas not take a knee. Because he did not take the knee at the end of the game, Texas had a chance to win the game, and he got his running back hurt. But nobody brings that up. Hell, this man got a job at Alabama. I'm not saying Mario Cristobal doesn't have game day problems or he can't improve on game day, but I feel like with him, it's amplified. It's like I'm gonna be honest with you. I watch coaches every week in college football make stupid decisions. Only rushing 3, going in to prevent defenses, going for it on fourth down. But I only hear about Mario Cristobal. And listen, if you bring up the knee against Georgia Tech, my mouth shut. But I just want us to keep that same energy when it comes to other coaches. What will be his excuse if Mario doesn't win at an elite level? He's already won at Oregon. Right? I mean, to me, it's crazy how, again, Mario Cristobal's, he's the only coach where he doesn't get to take credit for the Oregon Ducks. He doesn't get to take credit for winning a Rose Bowl. He doesn't get to take credit for winning the Pac-12 winning the Pac-12 twice. He doesn't get to take credit. No. You cannot do that. You will sit here and say Mario can't win at the elite level. I will then bring up Oregon, and you will say, nah, what has he done at Miami? The man's been here 2 years. Let him cook. Let him work. He must be doing something right, because I don't know how many coaches has won a conference twice and won a Rose Bowl. That's it's not a long list. And the list of people who's done it are elite coaches, but they don't get the slack that Mario gets. Somebody's got to make it make sense. Grant, are you going to talk about the FS pool and their sanctions? Yeah. Them boys got caught cheating. Yeah. They got caught cheating. They going to try to say, oh, it was the beginning of the NIL. We didn't get the player. I don't want to hear it. You got caught cheating. Their end to their season is one of the worst ends to a season that I've ever seen. You go 13-0. You don't make the playoffs. You whine, you cry, you sue. Your players quit on your team. You line it up and you get beat down, the worst blowout in school history. And then to top it all off, we find out that you've been taking recruits to meet boosters when you shouldn't have, and now you got a showcase clause. You got other things. Look, I didn't make a video on it, but I did. I just commented on that. The boys got caught cheating. They probably been doing other shit too. Put some respect on Mario's name. He played y'all doubters. Let him dissect this thing with the transfer portal additions. Can we say he has a top recruiting class? Well, first of all, the reason that I like this comment, or I wanted to talk about this comment, is one, somebody saying something positive about Mario, because the man be getting slandered. Two, I was one of the ones who said, Mario, this shit doesn't look good. Mario, you're wasting your time on Cam Ward. And it turns out I was wrong. I was wrong. And I believe somebody made this comment too. The way that Mario moves is such a calculated way. I believe we're all used to, once something becomes ideal, we want it right away. Soon as we see that Miami's looking at Cam Ward, we want him. We want to get him signed right away. I know I do. That's how I look at it. I'm not going to speak for you. So when a week goes by and it doesn't happen, what do? We get a little upset. We get a little anxious. Look, I got to tell you, I'm not a patient person. I'm a very impatient person. I hate long lines. I hate waiting on stuff. I like to microwave my food. I'm that dude. And I also got to learn, I'm talking to myself here, I also got to learn to be patient when it comes to these, because nowadays, as soon as we see a report, Cam Ward is visiting Miami, we want that commitment that day. But you're right. We got to be patient. We got to be patient. I believe that if I'm reading this question right, with Cam Ward, if things go right, you look at Miami, we won 7 games and had a top 4 recruiting class. We've added some nice pieces to the transfer portal. If Miami now can go win 9, 10, 11 games, I believe that makes recruiting look a lot better. If we can get Cam Ward to the NFL draft, show quarterbacks do go into the draft from Miami, that's going to look better. And I believe that wide receivers in the transfer portal will want to come play for Miami now that Cam Ward's there. We'll see if that happens. Either we win 9 games plus, or this is all for nothing. I'm serious. Hey, like I said earlier, with the better players you get, the expectations levels go up. The expectation level goes up. We won 7 games next year. We got to keep improving. So, yeah, I think we got to win 9 games last year. 1, that keeps the improvement going up. 2, that helps with recruiting. 3, it shows other transfer quarterbacks that not only can you come to Miami to get extra tape for the NFL draft, you also can come here for a chance to win. So, hey, 9 games, 10 games, expectation levels go up. Cam knew Will Rogers was coming, and he didn't want to get left out. Hey, you almost got it right, because it was reported by David Lake. If you listen to the Through the Smoke podcast, I believe it's called, they did an instant reaction to Cam Ward announcing his commitment. And according to them, Tua's little brother was going to commit to Miami this week. And they believe that because of that kind of put a little bit more pressure on Cam to say, hey, I better be a Miami Hurricane. So it wasn't Will Rogers, it was Tua's little brother. But you were on the right track. That's according to David Lake, a 247. I feel bad for JACURRI Brown. I hope he stays. Don't feel bad for him. Don't feel bad for him, because it's my understanding, and I said this in the last video. If you listen to Canesville, if you listen to Streeter, they do great content as well. And according to him, Brown wants to get better. Brown already knows he can out-athletic anybody, but he wants to become a better quarterback, and he wants to work on being a better quarterback. So he wants to develop more. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't want to start, but from what everybody's saying, Mario has already laid it out for him. Hey, we want to bring in a veteran quarterback. We want you to develop, and hopefully next year you and Emery can fight it out, and Reese Poffenbarger now too can fight it out to be who's going to be the quarterback of the future. So I think this gives them time to develop. And look, if something was to happen to Cam, we have some backups that we're okay with. So I hope he stays. But listen, in the world of NIL, in the world of transfer portal, you really don't know. But I think JB11 will stay. All right, that's all I got for you guys. Remember, hey, leave your comments. You make the video. And thank you for everybody who commented. Some things I agree with, some things I don't. But, hey, we all love the Miami Hurricanes. That's all I care about. I appreciate you. Peace.